All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Beastars Season 3, Episode 15.
Oh, the boys had a good time, but it was punctuated by apparently Jack was taking something back to his place.
That dogs aren't supposed to eat.
Dogs are not supposed to eat.
At least it wasn't a bar of like dark chocolate or something, but
I mean, this might be just as bad, bro.
This
is not promising. Please don't make my boy Jack be depressed, Beastars. I don't want that.
Caleb only needs two things. No spiders, and for Jack to
be happy.
Yeah, exactly.
To just be happy.
Right.
Because as long as Legoshi is, doing okay, Jack's doing okay.
Right.
But if he can tell that there's things going on with Legoshi that Legoshi isn't talking about him, then maybe Jack thinks he's not actually that close of friends anymore with Legoshi, and that make him feel pretty bad. Yeah. So that's the thing there. Also, Haru, Melon, they're having meetings in his office alone. I don't like this.
Yep.
I don't like this at all. Beastars, stop adding more drama.
Right.
I mean, you can do it, but I'm going to be dragged kicking and screaming. So,
exactly.
Yeah, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this.
だから真似っこ。すっごい小さい声だけど、離れていても声が届くのって安心するでしょ。
Oh, he's feeling lonely.
Yeah.
何かあった？元気？
Oh, yeah, his eyes are sad.
Yeah.
Even if his mouth is looking like he's smiling.
ではね。通常のクラスで教えないことも勉強させられるんだ。
Oh,
gotcha.
種族がどの種族を虐殺したとか。
Oh,
some
darker things.
Okay, but that's pretty depressing.
みんな授業が終わればあっさりと笑顔で挨拶を交わす。
No one to talk with about what I'm going through.
と怒ったり悩んだりするよ。
ジャックだって苦しんでるでしょ。
じゃあどうして僕は何も憎んでないの？
Well, hatred is extreme. Like you have other feelings on the way to that.
冷静で合理的だから。そういう風にできてるから。
Yeah, the idea of breeding in a world like this is also kind of super messed up.
だからこれを持ってたの？
Oh, to make himself cry.
僕はこれで
Oh.
強制的に涙を流すように。
Oh.
今の僕には。
It's like a form of self-harm, kinda.
この後いつか犬の独裁社会になっちゃう。
それはどうだろう。
Oh.
And careful of the fingers.
I know you.
That's right.
でしょ？
Right. That's exactly right.
元気出してよ。
Oh shit.
やっぱりジャックには笑ってほしいからさ。
I want you to smile again too.
命に関わるとき何言ってんだ。
ラブラ通りだって反抗期はあれよ。
This is my rebellion, yeah.
こいつずっとそうだ。
Oh. Yeah.
本当玉ねぎはダメだよ。
Yeah, in my apartment right here when you just basically said you're begging for help and
ジャックとこうやって泣いたり笑ったり。
Oh, and he's starting to wag his tail. Yeah.
お前が言うなよ。不良か。
Oh, come on, you know he's a
散々
big
苦しめておい
softie.
て。
There's the tail wag. Yeah.
Yeah.
レゴシ。
Howl back.
All right.
Oh.
Oh, sweet. Oh, sweet.
草食獣がなぜ？
コピル枠は初めて？
No, but it's carrots.
肉の栄養を吸った人参のせいか。
あなたひょっとしてミックス？
どうしてそう思う？
Yeah, why you jump to that?
僕の講師に躊躇がない。批判を意に介
Yeah,
さ
that
ず。
feels an awful lot like a carnivore.
メロンか。
さあ。
He didn't miss a beat at that. Nice.
Yeah.
一般論としてミックスの弱点は何だ？
Oh.
社会では有利に思えるが。
でもと
Maybe to you.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Oh shit.
これは袋に入れておきましょう。
You enjoyed pushing her off. After all that, she probably didn't even recognize you.
Uh-huh.
怖がってるだけじゃ相手を知ることもできないじゃないですか。
Help her.
Hey, tall person, could you get this?
Yeah.
どうせ死と隣り合わせなら 愛情に命かけます。
Love? Huh? He's like, oh, interesting.
釣り合いなほどたくさんの考えを詰め込んで。
すごい夕立ち。
They even have that phrase.
この子を食べたい。
He's salivating, yeah. Whoa. Oh. Whoa, that's the Legoshi.
Uh-huh. Yep.
肉食獣が草食獣を捕らえる時のそれに近い感覚。
As someone who has escaped death several times, I'm pretty familiar.
そうだよな。ガゼルだよな。肉食獣なわけないもんな。でも、今私のこと女として抱きしめたんですか？
Is that what was happening?
私今一応好きな男の子いるし、男遊びは高校と一緒にさ。
The almost frantic violin in the background.
あまり痛くない今
Leave right now.
Yeah.
この方が痛いのかな
But also maybe it's that thing of like, he was acting like a carnivore.
Uh-huh.
You know, if she runs, the carnivore has to give chase. Okay, yeah. She dips out.
Never be in a room alone with him again.
Yeah, absolutely report that to the school.
Yeah! Holy shit!
Change schools, in fact.
幸せか。
Yeah.
出過ぎてるのかな。
Now.
悩める狼くん
Hello, hello.
Oh,
メロンは見つかったかい
about
Kinda,
that.
you know.
ああすみません海で落としたか俺甘かっただろうな
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
不死身のレゴシでも怖いのか
Yeah, you survived interacting with them twice.
そうかマスクなくしてすみませんでしたもういいですか
I wasn't actually here for the mask. Are we here for a visit?
やっと帰って
Hey!
きた生活感あるね。
This is different than the way Jack responded to it.
Yeah.
はるちゃん、
Yeah,
こ
yeah,
の花
yeah.
はごまかせま。
Yeah, yeah, he can smell melon on her.
あなた、男と抱き合いましたね。
Oh my god.
ああ、雨のせいでわからん。
He
Right,
can't
you can't tell
tell.
that it's melon.
電車ないから今夜は泊まってくよ。
Oh!
Huh? But
できたんだって。
she is truly terrifying.
その
Tail straight up.
Yeah.
楽しいですかキャンパスライフは
私の何を
That's cheating.
立ててそんな質問する？
いやただ俺は大学ってその男
The way she's like thumping her
Yeah.
feet.
リスク高すぎるよ物理的にも
Physically, socially.
知ったようなこと言ってんの。
We'll like talk to her about it.
嘘じゃないよ。
She had another brush with death. She's
Yep.
she's fearless.
She's like, I'm alive.
Show me your cock. Like,
レゴシ君はいつでも私を食べられるんだ。
Please don't say
今夜
that.
くらいはレゴシ君が私に食べ
ah! Oh my god!
君がオス狼なら、君に抱かれて
Uh-huh.
Right.
It's the same.
Yeah.
Same feeling.
断られると思ってたから。
He almost did.
掃除もろくにしていないこの部屋。
Am I about to lose my virginity?
これどうしたの？
Oh.
それにこれ
Oh.
も
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
転んだは8割嘘。
Uh-huh.
いっぱい怪我してるんでしょ。
All right, you need to fully get naked.
Yeah. I do inspect you entirely.
すぐ暴力沙汰になったり危ない橋渡ろうとするのも本能なのよ。
Ooh. Ooh.
その本能そろそろガキっぽいぞ。
Now get in bed.
私がレゴシ君の人生を大人にしてあげる。
Starting tonight.
少しずつね。
Well, little by little.
Yeah, yeah.
See, we
嫌じゃないです。
Yeah.
All
yeah.
right, good job.
と
Oh, listen to his heartbeat. Yeah. Oh, that's the
That was
redeeming.
so
That's
sweet.
redeeming the point
yeah,
when
yeah,
he
yeah.
grabbed her like this because she
Okay.
would have heard his heartbeat ever since the beginning. Yeah. No, don't do that.
That's just a nightmare.
That's mean.
That's
so mean.
listen, cause see,
It was just that time of the month, you know.
right.
She
Here's
forgot
the-
to bring tampons, you know.
Right. Here's the problem. It's not that we think that he actually hurt her, but it's the fact that even with us knowing that, and that the show knowing that we would know that it still decides to do that.
Beastars cliffhangers are rude.
Yeah.
All right, this episode was wild. We
Yes.
had some very, very different things happening in this episode.
We did
Oh my
indeed.
god, we went from Jack needs a hug.
Jack needs a hug and to be forced to vomit.
Yep.
So that he doesn't end up killing himself.
Oh my god.
To, okay, Melon and Haru in a room alone together, and he's like, I think I want to eat her.
Yeah.
And then it ends up being the exact same thing that Legoshi did. And then she's like, whoa, whoa,
Whoa,
whoa,
whoa, whoa, whoa.
Chotomate. I have almost been eaten several times before.
That wasn't sexual. That was
you were
something
not
else.
coming on to me. And if you were...
That's a weird way to do it.
Yeah, and then he does naturally what anyone does when they're in an awkward conversation that they don't know how to get out of.
Yes, they do something even crazier.
Do something even crazier. Pulls out a box cutter, fully extends it, and she's like, "What?" Like, "Oh, I did not."
That was a moment where she was like, you know what? I've been involved with people who are bigger than me and stronger than me, and they think they have some claim to me or what have you.
Yeah.
I'll play this out with my natural charm and charisma.
Right.
What? Why are you putting out a blade, sir?
Because
no,
at
we're in
least-
serial killer territory.
Right, exactly.
That
Like,
was
it's
the
the-
moment where she just went.
I've
Fuck,
dealt with.
I'm now calculating the geometry to the door.
Right,
and
right.
his speed and oh no, he's a gazelle. I'm
Yeah,
fucked.
right, because it's like,
how high is the window? He just had me shut them. Oh no.
she's like, I've dealt with carnivores before.
Right.
Oh, but fuck, right? He's just a regular ass serial killer. Like, shit. Now I don't know what to do. But then, don't worry, he stabs it into his leg.
Right, which probably confused her to the point where she's like, you know what? I'm just leaving. That was a weird thing.
You know, say nothing about why he did that or how he did that, since box cutters definitely don't have a sharp blade on the top of it. But
they do have,
a little point.
No, but they do have a point. So you could absolutely stab with that.
Okay.
No, you absolutely could. It's in the same way you could stab with a pencil. Like it's you put enough force into it. Most people. See, that's the thing. It's not really the crazy part is that he stabbed himself. Is that most people don't actually have the gumption to make themselves stab themselves with enough force.
Exactly. The instinct would kick in, and they'd be like, you know, and it wouldn't be like a full dedicated plunge this all the way in.
He put it in there to the point where he's going to need to go to the hospital. Like, that was a very dangerous spot to also stab himself. So in some ways, what he's doing is like he's communicating something really interesting because to Haru, he has to downplay this dramatically in some way.
Yeah.
So he can make himself seem crazy, which doesn't necessarily immediately throw him under the bus entirely. It's more that he had a freak out thing that he did, and then he self-harmed in a very dramatic way. Like in the way that says, I'm not a threat. Look, I'm more of a threat to myself.
Yeah, exactly.
And so she might still report him, but it's more of the, hey, he did something weird. I thought I might have been in danger, but you might need to force him into therapy or something.
Exactly.
This guy...
He's unstable.
He's unstable,
clearly, but it's not going to be the and that's commentary for the society.
Yes.
He's not the even worse thing of a mix, you know, right?
Sure.
And so,
because
one of the other things that's interesting about that scene is that we get that with the also context that the person that he killed at the school was someone from his past, and
someone who was a professor even back when he went to this school,
right?
And
if you're feline, then you'll land on your feet.
Well, right, but they encouraged their students to bully him,
right?
To the point of
attempted murder.
Yeah, attempted murder,
right?
And assisted, bullied suicide, basically. Like,
and the fact that they didn't even recognize him for the amount of time that he's been working here, because, like, think about it, right? You do something like that, and it's not even something that sticks in your memory, and so that person grows up, comes back, works at your school for probably at least a couple years, right? Like, he's fairly established and entrenched in this society, so this isn't some new thing. And then he kills them, and they never saw it coming. They never realized,
there's a couple things. There's a couple things that I suspect. One is that he's going under a false name. Like, Melon is not his actual name.
Sure, totally.
Two, the other thing is that because that was potentially like 20 years ago, depending on how old he is.
Yeah.
A lot of people are not going to remember those kinds of little details.
Well, and also
the weight of value of things to the person who's being bullied or to the bullies, is
Right.
also
And it's
at play
additional
there.
potential context for this society where
That happens all the time.
that happens all the time, or at least it did back then, or things like that, right? But I appreciate that explanation because while having Melon be someone that is, like Legoshi said, pure evil and he's unhinged, yeah, absolutely. But the idea of him seemingly randomly killing someone at a school where he does need to still maintain appearances, right? He is in this society. That was something that I thought was kind of odd, right?
It didn't make sense for his kind of Machiavellian genius.
Right,
yeah.
to the point that we thought actually it was someone else at the first start because he would have no motive to do so. Oh, it was him? Oh, okay.
Oh, and he did have a motive.
All right, he did have a motive. All right, there
and
we
we're
go.
tying it to Jack's conversation, and that's why Jack's scene is contextually relevant as well about dreams.
Exactly.
And the idea that a lot of people in this world have dreams that go beyond what is expected of their species or even their breed of their species specifically. And everyone in this story is like that. Like every single main character is like that. And that's almost a point of impressive note in that the story is almost saying, hey, that's important. That's always been a core theme of the story. And then we're going to point even harder at it with like a goddamn laser pointer of being like, wait a minute, maybe that's something that needs to be taken into account for this society that just never really has been.
Right, and to say nothing of the idea that it confirmed that intentional selective breeding exists in this world.
Well, yeah. So that's in some ways something where I don't want to look too deeply into that from the standpoint of the reason why intentional selective breeding happens in our world is because people want to have specific types of pets.
Right.
In this world,
since we're going to have all of these different breeds, it's kind of, oh yeah, you need to have the explanation beneath the surface.
Wait, why is this very odd dog breed?
Why does this specific breed exist?
Well, right, because in some ways I almost think of it as like when the people or the person drawing or writing Beastars came up with the designs for all the dogs.
Right.
I don't think immediately they were thinking, by using this breed, I am now informing everybody that selective breeding exists in this world.
I drew a pug in this world. Fuck, right? Like,
exactly.
Right, like,
That's like, wait a minute, hold on, world building.
That's far more horrifying than the idea of, some hen at the school that, sells her eggs for egg salad sandwiches.
Exactly. Right? I've always thought about it this way. Beastars is not the kind of story that has been from the beginning, at least, trying to do a strong emphasis on the animal side of the world building.
Right.
It has always felt a little bit thin. Right. And this feels like hey, we're going to selectively take one of those examples and showcase how fucked up and dark it is to point at the society's problems.
Exactly. Similarly to how you can have birds in this world, but they still have hands and feet and go about right, like school in the regular way, right? They're, we didn't see the birds drop down from the buildings to jump, Legoshi and his grandpa, because that would have looked ridiculous because with the way that the birds are designed, you cannot actually show them flying. That wouldn't make any sense, right? And so it's it is to lift
in this
up
world they just glide and they just fall with style.
It's to lift up and elevate the themes and put a lens on it, which totally works. And so then taking that conversation and that interaction that Melon did have with Haru, that then suddenly has so much more impact because whatever effect he is feeling from witnessing this rabbit that has such a fearless lust for life while being so inherently fragile, it is to the point where, though he would not make an unnecessary risk of his own position in society, killing someone by pushing them off a rooftop is only something that he would do because I hate you in particular,
their guts
and I probably got
years.
this job specifically so eventually I could do that someday.
No, I think he did it because it was his dream.
Sure.
And then he got it here specifically because
he wanted to do that someday.
Yeah.
And so then him jeopardizing everything by stabbing himself in the leg and doing all of this stuff right in front of Haru, that then elevates the importance of that for us and makes us way more interested to see, okay, exactly what is going on with Melon right here, because this is clearly new. This is not something that he himself is familiar with. And so he's
he's had hunger and he's had the desire to feed, and he's, obviously having his own form of discovery through interacting with our protagonists, who are themselves kind of oddballs for their typical archetypes or even species. Yet, I was so uncomfortable with the terror violin and everything. Like that was scary.
Yep.
But no, this episode had a lot of heart and a lot of emotion to it, and then almost the comedy and sweetness of Haru being like, you know what?
See it.
I have almost zero fear at this point now. Pure raw confidence. I'm going to literally sit outside your apartment door until you get off work, and so I can get you off, because you know
That's
what?
right.
I
Drop trowel.
I want to see what I'm working with here, because you know what? Who knows?
Yeah.
You and I could be actually perfectly compatible. He's like, this is all I'm working with. She's actually like, that's actually a good thing. Actually, just gonna say.
Also, need I remind you, Legoshi, I've been with animals of various shapes and sizes. So,
Right. Again, I don't think she's worried about the size of his cock.
No, yeah.
I think she's been worried more sexual desire manifesting as hunger.
Right. Is it safe in the...
Is it safe in that respect?
Right. And so then that
Like,
makes
people
it really...
bite each other during sex with no carnivorous means for it whatsoever. So imagine
if you can't even bite your partner, what's the point? like, come on. That goes with the cuddles.
Yeah, I feel like this is just a funny episode for where there's a lot of things where they're very analogous to our real world,
Oh, yeah. Let me eat that carrot, Legoshi.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, Like, I think this is a very necessary step. I'm going to sleep over here, and I am going to you with your pants down.
You might not... You might think your carrot looks funny, but, that's for me to decide.
That's for me to decide. You know what? Yep, that's great. And a picture is not going to cut it. I want to hold it. I want to appreciate it. No, I think it is
I want to make it do the twirlies.
Yeah. I think it is so funny when you're with someone and then they realize, like, oh, so these are your balls. This is your cock. Like there's that thing where anatomically what cock and balls looks and feels like and stuff. Or someone else's by context and stuff. Right. But then you hold theirs and you're like, oh, interesting.
Oh yeah. And
okay, gotcha. There's variety.
Oh, absolutely.
There's variety to genitalia. There's all kinds of fun things to discover there.
One of the things that I find so hilarious and sort of fascinating, right? So the male obsession with boobs is something I'm very familiar with, right? But then it only makes sense that the flip side would also be true. Yes, how do boobs feel? How do they, move and all of that stuff?
Yes.
The female curiosity of like, wait, but how does this thing flop around and move? And wait, you're saying you can move it without touching it? And like, wait,
say anything about the fact that we have multiple species involved here. So there's completely different things involved with, different animals.
I am also, one of the things that was just so cute from this episode is when Haru's like frustrated with him. And so she does like the jump up and like thumping her feet on the ground to be like... Like I'm gonna try and make as big a noise as I can to be like, hey, listen to me.
I doth protest.
Exactly.
I think you should take me seriously here.
Right. Now take those pants off.
Now take your pants off.
Yeah.
And bookending this episode with our absolute sweetheart realizing that the society is really fucked up. And from the way that he interacted with his peers in the advanced classes, all of them scared him with the way in which they didn't respond, at least on the surface, emotionally to the horror that they were given. Which now I'm like, wait a minute. The advanced classes themselves being called advanced classes, okay, sure. Yeah. But the fact that they don't have like advanced math or advanced this,
right.
I'm like, what the fuck
Yeah.
were they teaching them?
No.
Advanced history, advanced like
No. Here's
species studies. What is that?
Not advanced species studies. What it is advanced classes. Once you sign up for advanced classes, based on your species, we will select you and sort you into the classes that we think you would be predisposed.
Sure, but
You know?
but again,
and so
but
the
again,
dogs go into these classes,
Right,
and
right.
then the other animals go into the different.
Totally.
classes.
No, I totally get that. But what I think that's more deterministic because these dogs apparently were all bred for intelligence.
Right.
So, therefore, they naturally find a class.
Sure.
But the idea that the conversations are the lectures and the presentations was about species conflicts in history.
Yep.
That didn't feel like it necessarily makes sense to be covered within advanced classes. And the fact that when then he's having his freak out moment, he starts ranting, one of the things that he blurts out almost like in a terrifying way is the like, dogs are going to become dictators and take over the world and stuff.
Right.
And I was like, well, why would he say that? Oh, here's my thought now as to why. He's thinking that these advanced classes are almost like so here's the actual real truth of the world. Here's the real thing. And so all of you who are this level of intelligence here, we're going to give you the opportunity to run this world a little bit in some way. And so we'll give you opportunities to go into positions that would put you in areas of influence. And so that you're kind of operating on the agendas that we want, we're going to give you this education to encourage that.
Yep.
Like, what?
And I think he has a lot of obviously Jack was very distraught, right? But I do think he had good points and was accurately assessing the situation, at least on some level, because the Beastar as a concept exists. The idea that you go to a school and then you actually, directly as a result of doing well in school, end up being propped up in society and having actual political and societal influence and power.
I mean, that's our world.
Not
Not as black and white of a way, but it absolutely is the case in a lot of countries more directly.
Well, okay, sure, fair point.
Like-
But
Like that is a real thing in certain countries.
well, I could totally see that being the case. I'm not as familiar with that, so I won't speak to that.
I know I have
specifically.
one that I'm
But-
specifically thinking of.
But the fact that something like the Beastar exists and that there's that kind of like one-to-one, like, okay, you do well and you get, all that stuff, you become Beastar and Beastar can do all these things. They get a fucking wish, right? Like all that. That's kind of wild.
Yeah, that's really wild.
That's kind of
right.
wild. If that exists, then absolutely. You go into the advanced classes and we're going to teach you how to run society. And it needs to be run like this. And so we're going to teach you about all the genocides and things like that have happened and, interspecies dynamics and which ones are,
it's
the
terrifying.
most bloodthirsty. Yeah, 100%. And
Yeah,
so
it's
it
very
totally
terrifying.
makes sense that if you end up getting exposed to that, not just in the like, hey, by the way, we're all having a history class. These are some of the atrocities that have been committed before, but we're going to tell you guys about this stuff specifically. We're going to go real into the specifics of the statistics, and this is just for you guys.
Right.
Yeah, I'd freak the fuck out.
Yeah, I would freak out too. I think the comparison I was making was that in South Korea, if you do not do well enough in specific schools, actually let's look at the positive. If you then do well enough in these very specific high-to-do schools, then you can actually get a good job at the 1 to 5 mega corporations that run the entire country's economy.
Sure.
And it's
Okay.
it's way less than 5. It's like 2 or 3. And then getting a thing at those corporations then basically guarantees you having your pick of partner, your pick of
Sure.
all
Yeah.
these kind of economic benefits because the income disparity in the country is so wild that
Okay.
basically doing well in school, which these schools are nightmarishly dystopian, like very, very scary, basically is akin to this Beastar situation.
Gotcha.
So that's kind of an example of where it's not this singular and almost fantastical getting a
Right.
wish and stuff, but it is
That is the
is a more
extrapolation
realistic
and
version
exaggeration of something from our world
that
to
is
them.
absolutely a real thing.
Sure.
And so it's terrifying to me that this is also a setup where he's basically saying, hey, my parents and their probable pure line of this dog breed exists because of this societal reason.
Oh yeah,
And
right.
he got a cold slap of the reality of it without any relational
he had the
covering or softening of the situation.
He had the white picket fence kind of situation, and then all of a sudden, oh yeah, if you have the negative, right, of don't do interspecies relationships because they just go badly and society looks down on them, then you would absolutely have the flip side of that, where it's the no, not just don't do interspecies relationships. Choose someone from this specific strain,
this specific breed.
Yeah,
of
that will be
species.
genetically superior to a different pair.
Right.
Your offspring will et cetera, et cetera. And on some level, whether or not it is actively encouraged by society, or at the very least passively endorsed through accepting that these students do very well, and so we put them in these
it's absolutely
high
a
positions.
thing in our world as well, where you'll basically encounter people where you'll be like, oh, okay, this is like, just a regular person and stuff like that. And then you listen to them talk in a more private environment, and suddenly they just say the most heinous racist shit, and you're like, wait a minute,
Who are
what?
you? Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What is this? And it's the kind of thing where it's literally like this, of like, oh, like only marry or only have kids. It's like, oh my god, oh my god.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah, and I think that it is naivete to assume basically that there's some kind
That there
of,
isn't anything like that.
that there's nothing like that, because
Yeah.
it would be more. It would be more fantastical along the lines of like a Beastar situation,
right,
rather
exactly.
than being like a
Yeah.
no, the school situation, that's absolutely real, but it's more it's more akin to a factory line than trying to manufacture some specific one paragon of something there, and that
Yep.
yeah, the Beastars world is really fucked up. But
this was
drew inspiration from our world, so
Right, and this
there you go.
episode was wonderful for all the ways that it went into that stuff. I feel like this is the kind of thing where Beastars really shines, where it's we're going into crazy directions, but it's less about twists of what's going to happen next. So the exception of this was a wonderful episode is that cliffhanger, because come on show, come on.
We haven't even talked about that cliffhanger yet.
It's not even, we don't even really need to talk about it, it's just like, all right, it's a cliffhanger, it'll be backpedaled on immediately in the next episode, and if it isn't for some reason and it's actually what would seem to be implied, then my god. But yeah,
so Legoshi will have to see if you did hurt Haru, if that is a dream, or if she had just a monthly happening, or if we have something else going on.
Yeah,
we shall see.
It's actually that your shirt is so big, Legoshi, that it is just a monthly happening, and the neck hole does not actually like fit onto her body, and so if she's asleep, she just slips further up the shirt, and then there you go.
It could also have been just literally a kind of thing that happened in your sleep, not a thing that happened because you consciously wanted to.
Oh, sure.
Like,
But that's in a lot of ways that would be the worst outcome for Legoshi, right? Because then he doesn't even feel like he has any control of it. It's just like, oh, I accidentally rolled over, and shit.
Yes. I was meaning more so that there's the instinctual thing which happens when he's conscious and he can't stop it. That's the worst, in my opinion. Where it's I'm trying to act with will, I am conscious, and yet I still do something horrible.
Sure.
Doing something in your sleep is not as bad, because it's it's a dice roll. Like, you could just sleep in separate beds and be together, and they're totally fine.
Plenty of regular couples do that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But, all right, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us, the community there, about this show, about anime in general. Also, be sure to check out our Twitch channel. If you have anything that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all
next time.